Today we're doing the handheld board game challenge sent to us by Blackboard Gaming.
Hi, I'm Julian, this is Libby and we are BoxedMeeples. You can find us right here on YouTube, but also on Instagram and Twitter.
Today we're doing a challenge by our friends at Blackboard Gaming, Dwayne and Alicia. If you don't follow their channel already, then please do. We'll leave a link for you in the description. Dwayne set us a challenge. It's called the handheld board game challenge. So the idea is you're off out on a night to your gaming group, gaming club, and you have got to fulfill the challenge by taking your games in one hand. So you're not taking one of those big board gamey bags or anything. Everything you take is coming in one little hand. So
Don't worry guys, I got a handful of games here.
No, wait for it. Dwayne set a minimum of 4 games.
Okay.
You can't just take that.
It's going to require a bit more thought.
It is. So we're back. You've got a load of games.
Handful of games.
You do. Do you meet the requirement?
All in one hand.
There's 5.
And there's 5 here. So
Nice.
These are my 5 games I'm going to take to a board game night, our local board game club.
So what are they?
Well, I've tried to get a selection I think would, I don't know who's going to be at the board game club this week. We could be all cocktail loving, party loving, let's have a good time, or they could be more, let's play a proper game, let's sit down. So I've tried to cover a selection for everyone. There's going to be a game there regardless of who's turning up that day.
Yeah.
And hopefully everyone's going to leave happy, having a good time. So first one I've gone for is Boomerang USA. There's 3 of these. We prefer the USA one, but they're pretty much
We are loving
the same.
that at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, so this is a kind of draw and write. You draw cards and then pass them on, and then you draft them really based on what's the best one for you. Pass on the other ones. We all know the code process of drafting, and I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I really like that, and I love how there's so many different elements on the cards that you're looking out for. So there's that idea of, do I keep the one I know my opponent really needs, or what am I going to score this time? Oh no, I scored that last time. That card's helpful in one way, but not in another. Good choices in here.
So that plays. We normally play at 2. I think it works really, really well at 2. But I think it plays to 4.
Yeah,
So
I think so too.
We've got
Yep, 2 to 4 players. Yeah.
Makings of a board game night there. If we have more people, I've got Deep Sea Adventure. This is a oink game. We talk about it quite a lot. This plays up to 6. Obviously, tiny game, really big kind of experience. It's a push your luck, treasure grabbing type game. And the more people you play it with, the better the experience gets. It's kind of the opposite to Boomerang. Doesn't work particularly well at 2. Works really well with more and more people.
Yeah, whenever we do play at 2, we always play with like 2 characters each. So I think that sort of 3+ is definitely better, because otherwise you don't get to hop over the other opponents as much, and that is to the game's detriment. So we like to skip over the other players.
Yep, so that's Deep Sea Adventure.
Fun.
I'm never going to do one of these small game challenges without mentioning one of these somewhere along the lines. Tiny Epic Games. Again, I've gone for Tiny Epic Galaxies because of the ultra tiny. Same game as Tiny Epic Galaxies, which I think is one of the best ones anyway, but just made into the size of a pack of cards. There's a few compromises obviously with the component quality in this. It's a little bit harder to play unless you've got your reading glasses on, but exactly the same experience and still a really, really good game. And that plays up to, I think, I'm going to say 6. It plays up to 5.
Yeah.
Good for a board game night.
But it fits in your hand super easy.
It does. It fits in the hand with 4 other games. I've gone for now Just Desserts. This is, it plays to 2 to 5 again.
Yeah,
So,
it's a game that we play with your girls sometimes.
Yep.
They enjoy it because it has desserts in it.
It's a relatively simple kind of order fulfillment game using the cards you have in your hand. I try to avoid just having card games because the temptation is just to have cards here. So I try to have other ones, and I haven't done my usual trick of going, oh look, I've got a pack of cards. Avoided that this time.
Well done.
An achievement, I think. But I have, in fact, got a pack of cards. It's not a normal pack of cards.
It is not.
This is for the end of the night. Everyone's maybe had a few drinks. We've had a brilliant time playing my fine selection of games. People are patting me on the back going, Julian, that handful of game was so much fun. We had a great time. I'm like, oh, the night is still young. Let's play one more game. Game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noises. So yeah, we've not seen this a few times on our channel. It's a game we kind of really enjoy. It's a super silly game. You make noises. Other people try and guess what they are. This isn't going to be for everyone at our board game group, although I wish it would. There's some people at our board game group who would never play this. But
they can just be good listeners like me. I'm better at the listening and the identifying of the creature than I am of making the noises sound like the creature is supposed to sound like. So, you know, there's a side for everyone.
So yeah, that's my fifth game. So there we go.
Yeah, that looks like a handful
games.
of fun. I mean, I have cheated by the double stack there, but I have small hands, but I can hold it in.
You do have rather slender hands. In terms of width, I do have quite a width there. So your challenge, your turn.
Okay.
Let's see what you can fill your hand with.
Right, we're back. Here's my selection. I've had to be a little bit ingenious because I've said small hand syndrome. So I'll take off this little dangly number.
It is within your hand.
It counts. I'm carrying it in one hand. I think it counts. Nothing's falling off. I can sort of spin my hand about, and I think this counts. I think that counts. Yeah. And I've managed to get to 5. Otherwise, I was literally getting to 3 games. So I feel like this is the best way to go. So. To start with, we normally box it in something different to this because it's, but in terms of this challenge, it was more convenient for it to dangle so I could fit it in. But I'm going with the Star Wars sort of love letter game, Jabba's Palace, which we have actually been playing in our board game group quite a bit of recent weeks. A couple of people, I think, picked it up at UK Games Expo, and so it's one of those end of the night, you've not got a lot of time left, and it's a quick and easy one that we all know now that everyone can sort of come out. And I think the theme for us picks this up a level from original love letter and makes it that little bit more entertaining. For the group of friends we have, it's much easier to say, should we play a Star Wars game than trying to try and attract a Edwardian Victorian princess, Renaissance I'm not sure
princess.
What they are, but
easier to say. Do you want to play Jabba's Palace?
Yeah. So and it's quite fun. Like it's not in my top 10 games, but it's definitely has its place for that sort of situation into the night. A few minutes left, just sort of a wind down game. So yeah, that's nice. Hanami is one that I really enjoy, and we haven't spoken about too much, I don't think. No. I really like the way that you sort of have all these different coloured cards. You're scoring different types of colours in different rounds, and you're just trying to make sure they're sort of in numerical order in only sort of 3 rows. And you can get yourself in quite a pickle. You can. With this one. So yeah, it's there's kind of fun scoring conditions on it, and you know, the temptation is obviously get the card that's going to score the most in that round and, you know, continue to score in future rounds. But then if you leap ahead too far in the numbers, you could end up with just not being able to finish. Yeah, not being able to place anything, and in a pickle. But it's one that we've mainly played as a 2, but it does play up to 4. So it'd be nice to play that at a high player count more often, actually. Yeah, it'd be interesting what happens. And quite a nice small box, so that's good. We have a newish game to our collection, Swatch. Which, I mean, look how bright and colourful it looks. The box just makes me happy as it is. This plays up to 4 as well. Quite a quick game still, sort of half an hour to an hour, it says on the box. Yep. So I think that's about right. And something a little bit different. It's a kind of more intelligent, more thoughtful drafting kind of game. I like it. I think it's really fun, and there's lots of kind of decisions you have to make as you play, good decisions as you're trying to, you know, select both for immediate benefit and for future turns. So yeah, and it's lovely trying to get all your colours to look wonderful together. It's a really nice production. It's like an interior decorator whilst you're at it. One that we have again taken to Games Club before, and is always fun for those kind of get-togethers, whether they're sort of gaming specific groups, or I think this is one that sort of traverses the sort of non-gaming but you're pulling a game out anyway kind of nights. The crew, we have Mission Deep Sea. I prefer that one because I like the sea. And submarines and things. Yeah, a nice trick-taking game. So something a little bit different to some of the others. And interesting that you kind of have to sort of do it all together, and then whether you're able to or not, and do you send out a distress signal, or have you messed it up and you try to not let anyone know that it was awful, that you're definitely not going to be able to achieve this mission.
To be honest, that's how I spend most of my time playing the crew. It's like, I know I've screwed this up. Please make sure no one knows I've screwed this up. And what's good about that is you can explain it super quickly. If someone knows how to do trick taking, even if you don't say, do you know how to do trick taking, because that's a phrase people don't necessarily know, you can explain it in 5 minutes.
Yeah, and the goals in this are quite evident. You know, don't take more than 3 tricks, or have all the blue tricks, or, you know, it's simple, obvious things as to whether you've got it right or wrong. So if you are a beginner gamer, or you're not that familiar with this style of gaming, then I think it's not too complicated to know what the goal is that you're trying to achieve. Yeah. Although it does get harder when you're trying to do loads of different goals all together. Yeah.
Very hard.
You can ramp it up, definitely. But it's a lot of fun, so enjoy that one. And lastly is a newer one to our collection, Trails. Again, goes up to 4 players, so nice for a gaming night. We've only played it at 2 so far because it is a newer one. We bought it to go on holiday and had a lot of fun. It's sort of, I've been saying it's like the little brother to Parks. The artwork and everything feels so in tune with that game as well. Great production, and it's lovely to sort of go on your little trail, and then as sunset starts to turn and you sort of can see it quickening up, can you get the resources you need? Can you take the photos of your trip along the way and get to the pit before your opponent? Yeah. But yeah, it's a lovely one, and I feel like it again has a different feel to some of those other games in the group. So that's my pick of 5. Hopefully you'll agree they fit in my hand. But that's been a lovely challenge. Thank you very much, Dwayne.
It's been good. And obviously, if you're not following Dwayne and Alyssa, please do follow them on YouTube and subscribe to them if you're not already. And subscribe to us if you haven't already. Add a comment below if if you think of any games that are small enough we could fit in our hand. A lot of button shy ones would have been great for this, but as you might have seen, we print those out on thick cardstock and put them in boxes, which has just made it impossible to hold. It did,
and I wanted to. A lot of the button shies that we have, I think, are more of the 2-player count, and I didn't want to take those to my gaming night because we tend to play in more of a group, and we've taken quite a few of those on our holiday video, which you may have seen recently. So we wanted to avoid those ones. But any suggestions, give us comments. We love to hear from you.
And if you want to buy any of these games, first place you should probably head to is your friendly local game store. But if you're shopping online, have a look at Geekyzone, because they have some really great offers on big games and indeed small games. So you might find you're making a saving there, and if you are making a saving, add the description, the code that's in the description. You'll find yourself saving even more at the checkout. And if you'd like to pose us a challenge, please do send us one either in video form or just ask us, and we'll give it a go.
Yeah, we will for sure. See you next time.